Hi. Well, this is Maduro. He was on the plane at this particular time, blindfolded, headphones on, so he couldn't hear anything people were saying. And this is a picture of him being flown to the United States after Donald Trump went over and kidnapped him from his bedroom, we're told, and put him on the plane, brought him to New York, put him in New York prison. He is now going to be tried in New York. Um, Federal charges against him by Donald Trump. Now, Donald Trump put, of course, Jeffrey Epstein in that same prison. And we all know what happened to Jeffrey. There was some hanky panky with the video. Somebody slipped in there. Jeffrey Epstein ended up dead. They tried to blame it up on the um, guards who were there, but of course that was just a ruse. It took years for that case to settle, and by that time no one cared anymore, and there was not a further investigation what exactly happened. So we never did really figure out what was all going on with that Jeffrey Epstein thing. They tried to say he killed himself, but that looked very fishy, didn't look real, and we really don't know what happened to Jeffrey Epstein. So is Maduro safe in the New York prison with Donald Trump as president? Donald Trump does have a thing about dead bodies and murders, and so Maduro does have a lot of problems, and he will probably be tortured. Donald Trump will find ways of, probably all adulterating his food, his water, just making his life hell in there, along with his wife. His wife was also taken. Let's see. It's a picture of he and his wife. She was also taken. He has some charges on her. Now, she's not even a public official. So how in the world he was able to get her, I really don't know. And I don't know what charges. But again, she has the same problem. But, what kind of force will they use on her to get her to testify against her husband, if they can do that? But she is also in the prison, and she is also subject to the tortures of Donald Trump. I'm sure he will also be adulterating her food and water and having her being treated miserably while she is in that New York prison. I think they need different guards. They can't just have the regular custody officers, because they will again try to blame them for anything that happens to Maduro and his wife and anybody else. But I do have a lot of concern for his health and safety, because I know Donald Trump has this thing with, killing people. I just think it's actually horrible. Now, some people do think that Donald Trump killed Epstein while he was in the jail. And of course, he is the head of the federal government, as we can see. He can do anything he wants, and nobody really fights back against him. So what will happen to Maduro, his wife, we don't know. Now, Donald Trump said he might go back into Venezuela because the vice president said she's taking over. And of course, Donald Trump hates her guts because she was the one who won the Peace Prize, the Nobel Peace Prize, the one that Donald Trump coveted so much, but they gave it to her. And so here she is, Miss Rodriguez. She says she is in charge, not Donald Trump. She will be taking care of the people. We haven't heard anything about what care, if any, was given to people who were injured during Donald Trump's horrendous bombing of Venezuela in the wee hours. I think it was around 3 a.m. Venezuela time when Donald Trump started pummeling, hundreds and yet thousands of bombs into various areas of Venezuela. But she right now is still alive, and she is claiming she has taken the oath of office and that she is in charge of Venezuela. But Donald Trump would like to just stuff that Peace Prize down her throat and get revenge and retribution on her for being chosen as the winner of the Nobel Peace Prize. So, a lot of concerns here. Will Donald Trump, as alleged by some that he, did kill Jeffrey Epstein in that jail, will Maduro have a similar problem? We don't know. But we are sure that Donald Trump is bugging him right now, and that his food is probably tampered with. And I think he needs some kind of extra security to prevent Donald Trump from, treating him badly. Because we don't, this guy is president of his own country. This abduction, this kidnapping is, something Trump can do to anybody. He can go up to Greenland, he can go into Canada, he can go into African countries, he can go into Mexico. Is there any way people are going to control this madman? I don't think anyone in the United States cares. I don't think the Supreme Court cares. And if they don't care, our hands are pretty much tied unless we, as a people, say we have a vote of no confidence and get him out of office immediately. But what do you think? Donald Trump, will he try to kill Maduro and prevent him from actually going to trial? Revenge and retribution, that is Donald Trump. Like and subscribe. Bye.